Welcome to Learn to TGU, the Turkish Get-Up. This is a favorite, as are all of the kettlebell skills, but this is a movement you'll have for your lifetime as a litmus test, as a mobilizer, as an all-encompassing workout, strengthener, go-to exercise. I can't speak highly enough about the TGU. If lunges are challenging for you, you'll want to have a stick or a prop, a chair, something to help guide you in the lunge pathway. So you could bring out a stick or a chair would be absolutely great for that. Just something like a little training wheel to help with your lunge pathway. Also a shoe. For our shoe TGU, could be a yoga block. I don't have a shoe, so I'm also using 2 dumbbells as a measurement. It's just for a measurement, so you could put 2 shoes front to back for a little drill we're going to do. Let's start with mobilizing our ankles, stretching out our calves. So you'll come to a wall, toes up the wall, heel down into the floor, padded up if it's hardwood, and you'll lunge forward. And you'll feel that stretch in the front leg. You could also get the back leg stretched as well, but I prefer toes up the wall. And I like to rotate my ankle one direction and the other direction, sort of like a little bit of a clock, off to the left side, off to the right side, and back to center. The clock would actually be a turn, but moving around your ankle to get into the different areas of the calf. Pull your body in if you don't feel it. Hug yourself in closer, bring your toe up higher. Take another moment and then come back. Other foot up the wall, all 5 toes, heel down. And so it's easier if you come further away, harder if you get in closer to the wall. Drive your heel down to the wall, toes up the wall, pull yourself in. You should feel that stretch. You can rock on your ankle a little bit and just mobilize through the different areas of that calf muscle, gastroc. And just take a few more moments to breathe here. If this is challenging for you and if toe flexion is challenging, you're just gonna work on it, or you'll not curl your toe. I know a lot of people who can't curl their toe, so you can also use the top of your foot. It'll just make it a little bit harder to lunge. Okay, so let's come into tabletop position. You'll come with your knees below your hips, your wrists below your shoulders, gazing straight ahead, just a little bit ahead of your hands. Really sturdy, this position. And then notice the distance between your wrists and your knees. And it might not be exactly straight, but if you were to put those 2 shoes, one behind the other, between your wrist and your hands, there's about 2 shoes distances between your wrists and your knees. Locking out your elbows, feeling your torso. Just notice this, and then open out one foot. So now your heel, and I'll show you a little bit from this angle. So your heel to knee also is about a foot and a half away. So I'll make it a bit wider to show. And then we come up. So just noticing this. This is a bit wide for me, so I'm going to move that back to the other position. And then I'll come down and open up to the other side. So we're trying to create right angles with our knee and ankle, shoulder, everything kind of stacking out on top of each other. It'll make it much more stable when we get to the bridge portion of the Turkish Get-Up. So we're finding that external rotation of our shoulder, opening up in this gate like pose. Try that a couple more times on each side, opening up, looking up towards that top hand, and notice the relationship between heel, knee, and hand. It's going to become very important very soon. Up into this, we call this kneeling windmill position, back down, and come to the floor. Okay, you can put your shoes aside for the moment, and we'll come into a crab position. So you'll open your hands behind you. Find a hand position that feels good in your body, and rest some weight into your hands, into your fingers, some weight into your feet. Squeeze your shoulder blades together a little bit, draw your shoulder blades down the back, and then lift your bum up off the ground any amount. Slide it forwards and back. And if this is too much, you can keep your bum on the ground and go forwards and back, or you can raise your bum up a little bit more, putting some weight into your hands, but a lot into your shoulders, and distributing it front to back body. Slide and glide a few more times, and then shake that out. Bring the backs of your hands together, and then open out your palms. Circle back, backs of the hands together. Open out your palms, backs of the hands together. Open out your palms, back the hands together. Open out your palms, and then just circle through, flush out those wrists. So you will be putting a lot of pressure on your hands and wrists. It's the name of the game. We try to distribute the weight equally, but you'll build up your strength and technique over time as we stack ourselves into alignment in these positions. It actually makes us able to handle a lot more load. And it's magical in this Turkish Get-Up. Actually being in alignment in this case matters quite a bit. I've seen the difference between a not so great Turkish Get-Up, you can't lift as much, and a really great Turkish Get-Up where you can handle lifting a very heavy kettlebell. I'll show you the Turkish Get-Up, the naked Turkish Get-Up. So you can just watch this first one, you get an overview, and you can come back to this so that you know what the full Turkish Get-Up is. We start on our back. Knees are up, and we're just lying here. Then we flip our palms down to the floor so that the shoulder blades are fairly flat down the back, and the hands are about 45 degrees away from the hips. So this is our start position, but then we also widen our feet, so about 45 degrees apart, not narrow. So we're widening out our feet. Slide one leg out. So I'm sliding my left leg out, and my right knee is still bent. Then my right arm comes up to the sky, and I'm packing my shoulder down the back. So I'm really feeling that security. If I was with you, I would tug on your arm and you would resist back down. Then you'd make a fist and I would push down on your hand and your elbow would be nice and secure. So we're locking out that elbow, and here we go. Here is the naked Turkish Get-Up. I'm pushing into my right hand and my left hand and my right foot to roll up to what I call the lounge position. I'm looking up towards my fist with my pretend kettlebell. I'm straightening the bottom arm into this tall sit position, externally rotating my arm, lifting up into the bridge, and sweeping the leg way under. Okay, so this is this position we were already in today. Do you recognize it? Sort of right angles, more or less. And then we're coming up. Curl that back toe under. We hinge back, come up, and close up the lunge. And then we come up to standing. And here we are at the top of the Turkish Get-Up. Your palm will be facing forward. We tap the free leg because we often forget which leg goes back. So we send it back behind us in our low lunge. Then we open up the lunge, look up towards the hand, slide the hand down the thigh in front of the knee, looking up, and plant everything down. Grip into the foot and hand as you sweep the leg into the bridge. Sit down, swivel the hand, squish the bug back into lounge. So we're coming from this tall sit down into lounge. Don't start to bend the elbow here. Stay sturdy here. Then intentionally bend the elbow. Lounge and roll to your back. And it's not a crunch, it's a roll. So here we go again. We go elbow, lounge, tall sit, bridge, sweep, hinge, open, close, stand. Tap, step back, open, hip hinge, sweep the leg, bridge, tall sit, lounge, and roll to the back. And then when we have a kettlebell, we bring our elbow in close to us. So I'll show you from this side. Our elbow comes in close to the body from the floor press. So this is the floor press, elbow to straight arm. And then we pull the kettlebell in, we bend both knees, and we roll it to the side so that we're not doing this. We want to make sure to hug the kettlebell in close to us, hug our elbows in close to us, protect our rotator cuff muscles, and then release the kettlebell. Then come up to standing, or come up to seated rather. So let's give that a go. I'll do it with you. And I'm going to show you the shoe version right away. If you can do this with a shoe, you know you're on the right track. It's probably the hardest version. So balancing your shoe on your knuckles. And all I have is this foam chip block. So your two knuckles and then your thumb, and it'll just balance. We want a neutral wrist. We do not want to do this. We want to keep it on our knuckles. So no hand waitress type thing, nice neutral wrist, and we come down into our start position. So I'll cue rights and lefts. Your right knee is bent, your right arm is straight. Do the naked one first without the block, and then you can, in future tries, you can try it with the block or the shoe. And it's the bottom sole of the shoe if you're using a shoe. Left hand on the floor, pressing into the foot. Get that heel really close to your bum, as close as you can, but widen the legs 45 degrees. Hand is 45 degrees. Here we go. Inhale. We're rolling to our elbow. This is lounge position. And if this feels weird, you can always adjust, and you would adjust it from the bottom. So you come back down and adjust your hand, your elbow, get it into place. Obliques are on there. You're in your lounge. Squish the bug to swivel the hand. And again, you might feel like you need to move your hand back. That's a-okay. Look up towards the top hand, tall sit. Then bridge. So you're pushing into your foot to lift yourself up into bridge. Sweep the leg under. This is the windmill position. Remember this? This is from the beginning of the session. Hinge back at the hips so that then your hand just releases. I like to close up the lunge this way. It's a record player needle. Oftentimes a knee sweep is shown. So if you like the knee sweep, you can do that. I'm going to close up the lunge. So now our hips are facing forward and we come up to standing. Here you are in the top of your Turkish Get-Up. Tap the free leg, step back, low lunge. You can knee sweep or open the lunge. So now our hips are open. Slide your hand down your thigh in front of your knee. Remember that measurement of those two shoes distance? That's what you're going for, that tabletop position. And this is our kneeling windmill. Okay, and did you notice how I did that? How I hip hinged? I didn't reach. I used my hip and then I placed my hand down. Sweep the leg under. This is our bridge. Sit down, and that foot should be really close to your bum. So you're really in a really flexed leg position. You'll swivel your hand, squish the bug, come down into your lounge, and roll to your back. Elbow comes to the floor, bend both knees, roll to the side, practicing as though you have a kettlebell. Do the left side right away. Naked, take Turkish Get-Up, or with a shoe if you wish. You're sliding your legs 45 degrees. Your right hand is beside your waist, about 45 degrees away. You're balancing the shoe if you have one. And here we go. Inhale, rolling up to your elbow. I'll spin around so you can see. So you're on your elbow in lounge position. Elbows are straight. Your top arm is straight. This one's bent. Squish the bug. Tall sit. Push yourself up into bridge. Sweep the leg way under. Oftentimes people don't get their knee way under, so make sure you get into this position we were in the beginning of the session. Hinge at the hips, come up to the open lunge, then close up the lunge or knee sweep to close up the lunge, you choose, and come to standing. Okay, feel that tall posture. You're at the top of the Turkish Get-Up. You might have a 200 pound kettlebell over your head. You're standing tall. Take a breath in. Full breath out. Tap the free leg, step it back behind you. Open the lunge, hip hinge, and come into this kneeling windmill. Sweep the leg. Sit down on the line or sit down on the floor. Didn't tell you about the line. We squish the bug, lounge. And then we roll to the back. Bend both knees, elbow comes in close to the body, roll to the side, release the imaginary kettlebell or the shoe or the block. If the block fell, it just tells you where you're at with your alignment, and of course, you're just learning this. I also mentioned this whole stick business. So if the lunge portion is just not happening, you'll work on your lunge and practice coming up to standing with your stick. So get good at lunges. You're going to need it. And again, also that knee sweep bridge position is a thing, so that can take some time. A lot of people find the mobility of this particular movement challenging, but again, it's such a great movement that if you practice it, you will mobilize your joints, you will get stronger in these positions. So we have the bottom portion that for a lot of people, the bottom is maybe the easiest part, arguably, so you can work on that. Let's do a little bit more work on the bottom of the Turkish Get-Up with a kettlebell now, okay? So we'll just do the bottom portion, then we'll do the middle, and then we'll do the top so that you can break it down, and then I'll do it one more time through full so you can follow along. This might be a video that you just have to repeat a bunch. It's a very complicated but wonderful movement. Once you get it, you have it for life. So cuddle up with a kettlebell, or it could be a dumbbell for now. You could slide your hand into the corner of the handle of the bell, cup the top hand on top, and roll to your back. Keep that elbow locked to the floor, bend the right knee, and punch the right arm up in that floor press. Then release the left hand by your left waist. Push into your right foot, roll to your elbow lounge position. Squish the bug, come into the tall sit position. Then lift up into your bridge, big knee sweep under. Remembering this with those measurements, hip hinge way back, come up, close up the lunge, and come to standing. I just told you that we were only going to do part of it, but we did the whole thing. You'll tap that leg back down. You'll open the lunge. You'll hip hinge. Slide the hand down the thigh in front of the knee. Sweep into bridge. Tall sit. Squish the bug. And roll down to your back. Elbow to the floor. Roll to the side. So I just did the whole thing. You could stop at the halfway point. Let's do the other side. I'll try to remember to do just the first portion. So we'll go to the other side, fetal position, cuddle up with that kettlebell, hand cupping on top of the bottom one. We roll to the back. Make sure that elbow's pinned to the floor. Bend that knee a lot so it comes really close to your bum. Hug that elbow in, then floor press it to the sky. And this is where you can work. Literally practicing the floor press is an excellent thing to practice. Do about 5 of those. Then bring your right hand down by your waist, about 45 degrees away. Inhale, roll to your elbow. Okay, so you can work on each portion. So rolling to your elbow, then roll back down. Do that 3 times. Roll up to your elbow, looking up towards that top hand. Roll down to your back. One more time. Roll up to the elbow. Then swivel the hand, squish the bug, straight arm. So if you get it in the right place, it shouldn't move, but a lot of people find that they can't, they don't quite get it right, so they need to move their hand. It's no problem. Swish the bug, lounge, tall sit. One more time. Squish the bug, lounge, tall sit. Get into that comfortable crab arm position. And then from here, this is the big move of the bridge. So up and down a few times from your tall sit to your bridge, using that foot as much as you can. So distribute the weight. 2, and one more time, bridge. And then you could call it there. Then you can squish the bug into lounge and roll to your back. Elbow to the floor, roll to the side. Okay, so you can follow that along and do that on the other side as well. I'll do it with you now. Let's go to the first side. Cuddle up with the kettlebell, roll to your back, bend the right knee, punch the right arm. Try that floor press 3 to 5 times. Getting the right weight. Left hand down by the left waist. I'll spin around so you can see. And then we roll to the elbow. Do that 3 times, looking up towards that top hand. Roll back down. Here's 2. Roll back down. And here's 3. Up to the elbow. Okay, so you're nice and firm, flexing that toe towards the face, really getting sturdy here. Then squish the bug, straighten the arm. See how I lifted my hand off there? I didn't get it quite right. No problem. So as we get heavier weights, we want to get it closer to the right spot, but squish the bug, straighten the arm, tall sit, lounge, tall sit, lounge. Last time, tall sit, then press into that right leg, push yourself up with the power of your leg into the bridge. Here's 2, and one more. Here's 3. Come down, squish the bug, roll to your back. Elbow comes in close to your body. Make sure you hug it in. Elbow to the floor, bend both knees, roll to the side, release the kettlebell. Okay, so practice that portion a few times. That's a really great place to work. And then you can work on the middle portion, which is that big knee sweep, the bridge, and the knee sweep. Do that without a kettlebell. This one's the hardest move, where you're coming from this tall sit to the open windmill position, open lunge, hip hinge, come up, and then you close up the lunge however you like to close up lunges. And this is often forgotten, and I see videos of people forgetting this step, and then they're stuck and they're doing this weird thing, and then it's hard to get from a closed lunge back to a sweep. I mean, you can do it, but it's not as efficient. So practicing that, why don't you do a couple more on the other side? So here's our tall sit. We bridge, knee sweep. It's a big movement for everybody. So we come from here, and you can slide. So there's a technique where you slide the knee open. That's totally fine. You can also do it that way, no problem. Find your way from tall sit to this nice windmill position, kneeling windmill, open hips, hinge back, come up. But then do close up the lunge. And if lunges are challenging, then you work with the kettlebell down here, and you work on your lunge pathway with the stick. This can be very challenging for a lot of people, like I say. Coming up to standing, coming back down. And then eventually you have your kettlebell and you work this. So do about 5 lunges with your hand down or your hand up. And then come back to that open lunge. Slide the hand down the thigh in front of the knee. There's your open windmill. Big sweep. Sit down on the line. Elbow to the floor. Roll to your back. Bend both knees. Elbow comes in close. Roll to the side and release your imaginary kettlebell. Okay, so somewhere in there is a cue for you. And of course, like I say, it's a challenging movement. I think I'll make this video a little bit longer so that we can, so you can see it one more time. Let's try it with a heavier kettlebell now. And you can come back to this like I say. So you can do this separately, this final piece of the puzzle. Get out your heaviest or a heavier kettlebell or a kettlebell. Maybe I'll do it with my 8. Let's do this one more time. Fetal position. Roll to the side, hand over hand, roll to your back. Press the kettlebell up. Left hand down by the left waist. Push yourself up into lounge. Tall sit. Bridge. Knee sweep. Hip hinge. Close the lunge. Come to standing. Tap the free leg. Step back. Open, looking up to the kettlebell. Slide your hand down the thigh in front of the knee. Sweep the leg. Sit. Lounge. Roll to your back. Elbow close to your body. Knees together. Roll to the side. And then you can get the kettlebell, halo it to the other side. You can move your body to the other side. You could slide the kettlebell, but try to move your body to the bell, not your bell to the body. Last pass at this Turkish Get-Up. Scoop your hand into the corner of the handle of the bell, hand over hand. Roll to your back. Straighten out that right leg, keep the left knee bent. Punch the arm to the ceiling. Right hand down by the right hip, 45 degrees away. Inhale, roll to your elbow. Straighten the arm, tall sit. Lift into bridge, big knee sweep, hip hinge, open lunge. Close up the lunge, come to standing. You need the curled toe if you can. It's easier with the curled toe. Tap the free leg, step back, but you can do it with the top of your foot too if you need to. Open up the lunge, hip hinge, windmill position, big leg sweep, tall sit, lounge, roll to your back. Elbow to the floor, hand over hand, roll to the side, then release the kettlebell. Don't release, I repeat, don't release a heavy kettlebell with your arm. Use your whole body to do it. This will get you stronger. It is a beautiful, mindful movement. It's better when I'm not talking, better when I'm not instructing. So pick a piece of this video and learn this movement. We'll be putting it all together in reverse in this deep 6. Let's take a moment to rest and digest. Come onto your back, hug your knees in. You can find the outside edges of your feet for a happy baby. Rock side to side. And let's rest and digest for about a minute. Bring your feet together, knees apart, or knock your knees in and windshield wiper your knees back and forth a bit. Take another moment, maybe to lengthen out your entire body. Reach your arms up overhead. Point your toes. Gently moving. Small movements, turning into larger movements. You might rock yourself up to seated if that feels good. And thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, keep strong, kettlebell on.